Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Hello everyone. Welcome to the DiamondSlug Thanksgiving special. Nothing really special about it except for it's not Thanksgiving. We're going to go ahead and make some stuffing. We made soup yesterday or the day before. Still got that in the fridge here. Once we figure out how much we're going to use for tomorrow, then we'll freeze off the rest for Christmas. Perhaps. Some things we've gotten also. We got these take and bake bread because we're going to use we're going to do bruschetta, which is basically tomatoes and in our case artichokes and some other things and garlic. You cut the bread, toast it, rub some garlic on it, and put the bruschetta. That'll be a part of our appetizers. We also have some cured meats, some cheeses coming. We have some pink champagne on the way, which is good news because I like pink champagne. I think it's the way to get a holiday going properly. But that's just me. Another way to get a holiday running properly is to have a cocktail. Boom, 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 boom. No, that's not wrong. That's the one. So, like I said, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make stuffing, which entails chopping up some onions and some celery and some green apple, and we put that in a saute pan and saute that for a few minutes, get everything nice and soft. Put no color on it. We don't want to get it browned or anything like that. We just want to put a little softness on it, and then we mix in. Oh wait, first we cook our sausage. Sorry, it starts with Italian sausage, pound of Italian sausage. Then we take the sausage out, and then we cook the onions and everything in that sausage stuff that we have. I can't see what I'm doing. Of course, it's weird anyway because it's a delay of forever. And oh shit, let's cut that on. There you go. That shouldn't be on there. That's why I need a producer. But I don't have one. Oh well. So ultimately, I like to make my stuffing, and instead of using your traditional you keep locking that up there in a way I can't use it, jeez. Thank you. It's enough stuffing, don't you think? We need more stuffing?
Yeah.
We need more than that?
No.
Yeah, we'll put excess in a 4x4 or a 9x9. But this looks nice and pretty when you put it out. Yeah, just slices. So that's plenty. So yeah, so basically you put our stuffing in that way, and then it turns into a nice thing, and you just slice off hunks of dressing. I really enjoy that method. You got to be careful. It cooks a little faster, so you got to watch out. But that is what we'll be doing today. So, Uncle Don, do we have a bunch more onions? One. How many onions have we used lately?
We could use it
Well, use white. We can use red too. Oh wait, what are we doing for this? For the stuffing? No, we don't want red onions in the stuffing. Just use this.
These two.
Those two. Or use. Leave me the little white one, the big white one, and the sweet onion. And now we'll get started on the sausage. Basically, we're just going to take a Italian sausage. In this case, mild Italian sausage. You want to put some bacon in it too? Nah. No reason, just too many flavors.
Already cut these now,
No, I want you to come. I want you to cut them. And we're dicing because this is going for actual food size. Yeah, so it's not tiny dice, but you know, like you'd want in chicken salad. A lot of times you don't have to do this. You don't have to decase your sausage. It just comes as regular ground sausage, but they didn't have any, so I have to do this little procedure. But again, it's a pretty basic recipe. Just some celery, onion, no carrot or anything. Sausage, the stuffing mix, which is the stuff right there. We got good stuff. The cubed seasoned stuffing mix. We'll put some sage in. We'll get some sage. Put some sage in with all that, and I'll double check and make sure if there's so many other herbs I'm forgetting, like thyme, and yeah, I think we put thyme in there too. Rosemary's a little strong. I don't know if we put rosemary in there. And then we've got some bourbon. Nothing pricey, just store-bought bourbon, you know, store brand bourbon. Because you're cooking it, it's, you know, if you're really, really into bourbon, then maybe you want to go ahead and use a nice Kentucky bourbon, but that's up to you. If you want to waste the kind of money on that, not waste, but spend your money on that. All right, so he is now cutting apples over there, onions over there. And I will start browning things. I really wish that big pan didn't start losing its Teflon. Because I hate using this big handle thing. But, okay, that's what it's for. You know the reason we're not using the one without handles anymore? Is because the Teflon started rubbing off on the sides. You believe that? Supposedly this incredible bookcake bakeware. Bullshit. So Don, why don't we switch? Just pick up your board. We'll switch areas. our garbage here. Alright, so we are now going to brown some sausage. We will need this, and we will need medium sieve is in the dishwasher. What's that? You know where the medium sieve is? Excuse me. Shit. The sieve. Sieve.
That up there.
There it is. Alright, thank you. Alright, so we are now going to, like I said, brown us some sausage. Hey, Mo VR, just saying hello. Hey there, buddy. Good night. Went to Dreamland. No, I don't want to become famous. Yeah, he annoying. How you doing, Mo? If you're still around. Sorry I don't respond very quickly, but everything's delayed quite a bit on this stream for some reason. Been watching your stream more often. Well, make sure you tell all your friends just sit and lurk so that, oh, thanks, bud. Sit and lurk so I can get my freaking affiliate, so I can get my average of people up. All right, here we go. Browning sausage. It's going good. Going good. You're sleeping? Well, it's going good here. We got a whole day of prep things, just getting things that can be cooked done today done, things that can't be. Let me see. We got 1 and 3. How about that? So we have we're doing all the things that we can get done today. Like we'll do this stuffing, and then we're gonna just put it in a plastic bag, stick it in the fridge until tomorrow. Can't do things like that with the Brussels sprouts. We could technically do it with mashed potatoes, but I'm not doing that. What do I fix for prep day before Thanksgiving? Well, I'll read off the whole menu just to start off, so you get a. Basically, we're going to start off with butternut squash soup, which is what we did 2 days ago. Looks kind of like that. Like that. It's in the fridge. Then we're gonna do cranberry sauce, obviously. Creamed onions, which is frozen pearl onions with cream and pepper, pretty much is all that is. We've got rolls. We're making the apple sausage stuffing now. That's got bourbon and celery in it. Then we're gonna do some mashed potatoes. That's a day of kind of thing. What we'll probably do is we'll slice the potatoes up today and put them in water just to sit overnight, and then that way we'll be able to cook them in the morning. We have Brussels sprouts again. We can't do that till tomorrow though, but it is a big favorite. Oh, the turkey. I can do that right now, in fact. Should we turn this sign off? I'm gonna season the turkey's been in the fridge now for about 2 days, and it has been drying basically after all of its hard work. So why don't I bring that over here for the moment, and let's see and get some spice on that turkey. Can't lean things against it. So this is the turkey that we brined for 2 days. Let's see. Good to see you. So, so here you go. I don't know how well you can see this. Yeah, I'm just gonna get any of that internal liquid. But if you can see the skin, I don't know what you're seeing. You're not seeing shit. I don't know why camera 2 is not coming up there. There it goes. All right. So as you can see, it has a little bit of a discoloration to it. Doesn't necessarily look appealing at the moment, but it's all good because that means we have dried out the skin pretty sufficiently. Probably should have put this on a rack overnight. The back of it's probably still a little wet, so I'll do a little quick salvage of that situation. Pull out some sausage is beginning to smell good. Yeah. Now the sausage you do want to have a little bit of color on because any color you add at this point with the sausage will just add flavor. There's an easier way to do this. I've done it before. Potato masher. Mashes just about anything pretty effectively. Oops, I'm seeing my brilliance. The potato masher works for breaking up things like sausage just as well as it does for anything else. So what you would have spent minutes upon minutes chopping at, break it pretty quickly. Like that. There you go. Tip of the moment. Alright, so back to the turkey. So the turkey, as you see, I'm going to take it off of this pedestal and put it on to some paper towels to dry off the bottom. Make sure we get rid of all the liquid that came out. Now, instead of putting a paper towel directly on the bottom like that, what we'll do is, again, go around, look around for places that there might be some liquid, and remove it. See, the skin is nice and dry, so when we put that in the deep fryer, it will crisp up very, very, very nicely. Alright, so let me have a little rack. Little rack, little rack, little rack, little rack. Little rack, little rack. So before we go and put this on a little rack, like I'm going to do right there, in a second. There we go, thanks. Yeah, my camera too has a weird issue that I have to deal with every so often. So, at this point we are doing a Cajun chicken. So, a Cajun turkey. And when you deep fry, there's some things you do that you wouldn't normally do. Like in this case, we're going to be injecting two in one. we are going to be injecting some butter-based marinade into all the musculature of this particular beast. We call it turkey a beast, but I do. Have you ever seen them in the wild? I have. They can be quite beastly. So, whenever you get one of these kit things, they come with a needle. Be very careful with it. And then just like doing heroin, just shoot it all up. So you want to go into any deep area of meat and plump it. You can see it plump as you do it. Now you really don't want to make as many, too many holes. You want to go in as little as possible, but you do want to get the marinade in as many places as possible. So in this case, too much is probably just enough. You puff up as you do it. And you want to make sure to get into them legs and thighs as well. No, unfortunately, you could only, the way I did it anyway, you can only use this once because I have tainted the entire batch of remaining juice with turkey from this needle. Had I cared, I would have done something to save it, but I don't, so I didn't. I don't think we're going to get much into the light on there. Alright. A little bit more. That doesn't look over swolled. Next. Sure you deal with that safely. Some Cajun spice, or Creole spice, not Cajun. It's from the same company. It's basically their brand of seasoning, which I think actually works. Just cover the whole thing as much as you want. Just cover, all over the place. This is going to go sit in the fridge for another day and get cooked tomorrow. So this is sort of like almost like dry marinating at this point. You just want a consistent coat. So, there we go. That is my turkey ready to go back into the fridge for another 24 hours. Almost exactly. make sure you get some in there. All right. So into the fridge we go. Could you open the fridge door for me, please, Doc? I hope this fits this time. We're good. All right. Turkey prepped. That turkey's gonna go in my deep fryer. My deep fryer over here tomorrow. Only takes about an hour, 350 degrees. A very wonderful deep fried turkey. Some of the best turkey you ever had. If you've never had a deep fried turkey, you should definitely at least try it once in your life. It is worth it. So, we are possibly going to use Hawaiian sweet rolls. We do like them, so there's a high probability of that. But there were these other rolls that we were looking into that if we happen to get them tonight, we'll get them. All right, sausage is done. How we doing on onions, Don?
Put in the pan.
I need some onions and then celery and then apple. All right, so there's the sausage. That's going to go in. Honestly, I have to say, this is where my editorial comments come in. That sausage could use a little liquid smoke. Much better. Oh, yeah, better. If you remember it all, this is the bacon we rendered to make the soup. Some of it we'll be using for topping on the soup, but others of it we'll be using in the things like the stuffing. Is that onion? Thank you. All right, so off we go into sweating onions. Could you hand me the pepper mill from the table, please? Oh, never mind. Oops. We got onions. A little salt. A little pepper. Keep the temperature low. It's a little hot in spaces. That is not a goal. Not to brown. We want to loosenize. There we go. Yeah, I know I don't do it like a pro, but what are you gonna do? Chicken stock. I'm going to get a thing of chicken stock. So we'll use this box of chicken stock. My cans are full sodium, so I don't know why that is, but there's no reason to do that. Let's see what Uncle Don is. Let's maybe. Working away like a pro. That's better. It's a better look. You need a drink, Tom?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
What would you like?
Anything, as long as it's cold and it's wet. And you got alcohol.
Are you in a beer mood? A beer mood?
Or what?
Are you in a beer mood or more of a cocktail?
Anything. Anything good.
Well, that sounds like you're begging for a red stripe.
Right?
Taste of the islands. I find red stripe to be a excellent, very neutral tasting beer when you need it for something. I'm gonna taste it first. It's good beer. I like that. It does have a little bit of an anise flavor to me, which you'll like, I think. But I'm sure that's not the first red stripe you've ever had. Huh?
Probably not.
Probably not. We might need to get more sausage because I keep eating it.
Keep eating it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I added a little liquid smoke to it, and it really boosted the flavor. All right. Sorry. All right. Start to dealing with the ratios. So what does the box want me to do? Well, it wants me to put 2 beaten eggs in. Should I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It says it must be a reason for it.
Well, it'll help bind it, make it more like quiche. If we put 2 eggs in it, we either have to put it in the fridge immediately, or cook it immediately. I'd rather put it in the fridge immediately. Alright, so apple, don't worry about the skin. Okay, so it wants a cup and a quart of liquid per boxes. And if I remember my mother's bourbon correction, was you put that quarter and turned it into bourbon, so it was mostly water and just a little bourbon. If you put too much bourbon, it really gets bourbony. No, not that, but it just, you know. Let's see how many people are watching now. I will just Mo. Yep. Well, thanks, Mo. So the most exciting thing on the menu that we have going is the Brussels sprouts in the vanilla pecan butter with pomegranate molasses. It's a huge family favorite here, so if you can catch that, I'll try to market somehow. Not really sure how you do shit like that, but I'll try. Just a little bacon. Oh shit. We were gonna make a vegetarian version of stuffing, weren't we? Alright, hold on. Yeah, I actually put some bacon in.
I mean, it's not mixed into the bread.
celery did you do?
I did 2 stalks.
I think that's about a cup.
About.
Okay. Hmm. So as you see, we're just keeping things warm until the apple's ready, so we can turn that in. But we're fine. I can.
You could probably take a handful of this. And
Well, I don't
put
want
it
to put them in at different times. I'm gonna cook them more or less same time. I'm gonna have a cigarette. Testing mic out on the video. Test. A little shaky, but in emergencies it's good. So I can't answer while I'm right outside. mixture. So I'm just finishing up a cigarette outside. I'll be back in a moment. And I've just been shown our new hors d'oeuvre plates or side plates for our table this year. Aren't they cute?
Can't see them.
Well, they're not there yet. There they are. Very nice. Thank you. All right. So how are we looking back there?
We need the liquid in here for the potatoes. Or just put the dry like that.
Oh, stir everything together. Those are potatoes.
I mean,
They're apples.
apples.
You should know that. You've been cutting them for like a half hour.
I know. No, those were quick. They were quick. Those were like 5 minutes.
All right. Well, if we're gonna take anything out for anybody, fuck, we're
No,
gonna,
don't do it. I got a solution.
we're gonna make separate
Got a box of instant stuffing.
stovetop
Yes,
stuffing mix. Yeah,
that would
that's
be
what
hers.
that's what I was thinking
And
too.
that way there's no problem. We can't upset that.
All right. That's what the masher's for if you want to break up the meat.
Might be a bit
That's fine. No, you don't want to mash up the vegetables though. Anyway, so next thing is we need to get it cool, so we need a big bowl. You know the big bowl we like. Our favorite big bowl. The big bowl of the gods. Other big bowls look at this big bowl and tremble in fear. It's true. You don't believe me, but it's true. Hey Siri, turn up music.
Sounds like you said off.
Hey Siri, turn on music. Hey Siri, turn up music. So you had to get the smallest of the big bowls? Oh, fine. I thought
That's
we
what
were.
we
I
need.
thought we were getting the mama.
This is the one we.
This is the baby.
No, this is the right size.
Yeah, you got the baby of the giant. You got the baby giant.
Looking good. Don't we put it right in first and then just put that over and work it down? I think that would be best.
You just gotta cool it down.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's
That's why they invented silicone. Quant, mind you. All right, so we have to let this cool to get to the same temperature. We could, because basically when we add the egg, we don't want it to just cook. If we were going to go ahead and if we were going to make it immediately, we wouldn't mind so much and we could sort of temper it in like we'd normally, but this case we're not doing that. We're going to actually, well, we could just leave the mixture go for this part of the mixture, just add the eggs tomorrow. Cool this down, add the bread and the chicken stock.
I think you could wait until you put the bread on it, you know, and then you.
Well, I'm saying we'll put the bread and the chicken stock now,
Yeah,
wait till tomorrow,
right.
then we'll put the egg, finish the stirring, then go put it in the oven.
We could do that.
That way we're not leaving an egg sitting in there all night long
And if
on
it
it.
turns out you don't put the egg in, it's not the end of the world. I
But
mean,
we are going to put the egg in
I know,
because it
but
is
I
the
mean,
end of the world. It's perfect with an egg. Without, it's awful. There's only two conditions. There's no condition. There's no in between. There's no. Oh, it's kind of good. There's no such thing as that. Things are good or bad. Everything is black and white, good or bad. No in between. Alright, so the total amount of liquid asked for in the recipe is 1 1/4 cup. So we are going to go with one So we're going with 1 1/4 cup. Cheap bourbon. Yes, I have good bourbon. I could use it. I don't care. I don't even drink bourbon, so it doesn't matter to me. But I also have cheap bourbon, so when am I going to get rid of that? Seems like a good time. So this is a 1 cup deal. Put in the fridge. Well, we'll put this aside until we find fridge space for it. And this is 1/4 of a cup. And that is the ratio I was taught by my mother. If anybody says it's wrong, well, they're wrong. Too bad. I'd like to say you have a shot in this, but you don't. Don, could you just drizzle first this and then that?
Here's the plate for your bun cake.
Thank you. Thank you. Does that look like anywhere near enough liquid to you?
Well, you won't know until you
Till it soaks all up, I
yeah,
know.
because you'll know if you need a little more. If it's too dry, then you can just strip.
Well, that's a good thing about doing it the way we're doing it. There's no egg in here, so I can sit it here. It's got cooked sausage in it, so it's out of the danger zone, at least temporarily, for a pretty good while.
Well, the alcohol does prevent.
Well, I know,
salmonella
and the
too.
alcohol and the salt will help, but so we'll cool this down. Just wait basically for the
It doesn't
sausage.
take that long
It won't
for it,
take long
yeah.
for this. Then we're just
Half hour,
gonna
ready to go.
pack it up in a bag, because then we can just pack it in a bag as it is, even if it's not too soggy. That'd be good, because then tomorrow we can add more juice to it to make it the right consistency. All right, I'm liking this. I'm liking this method. It's a new method we're trying this year, and you guys are there to watch. Well, I'm there to watch myself, and Mo may watch, but other things on the list. Like I said, you really want to be here for the Brussels sprouts. If I could give you an exact time about when I was going to do the Brussels sprouts, I would. Oh, Don, let's look for the creamed onions, or the frozen pearl onions. And then the last thing we may do in this little vignette of the day is perhaps cut up some potatoes to soak in water for mashed potatoes tomorrow. We could even go so far as to cook them if we really wanted to, but I think we would wait till tomorrow. We'll do that first thing, probably, if we do that tomorrow or tonight, because there's a high likelihood that I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just start cooking a thing. It's happened before on many a holiday. So, things you'll need for the Brussels sprouts if you're going to do them. You will need pecans. I'm using glazed pecans. It's pretty sweet, but the whole damn thing's pretty sweet. It really cuts into that bitter of the Brussels sprouts. You roast the Brussels sprouts almost charred on all the edges, and you mix it with vanilla infused butter, which I have some spectacular vanilla. I have spectacular vanilla, and that ain't even the good stuff. Now that's the good stuff. But we'll be using this vanilla paste when we do the vanilla butter. I might even do the vanilla butter. Hell, I might do the vanilla butter right now, since I'm thinking about it. Remember, we put pecans in it. Unsalted butter. Highest quality you can manage. In my case, I can manage Kerrygold. Let me see, I need to get proportions. I haven't done this in a year. Well, since Thanksgiving anyway, or since Christmas last year. Maybe Easter, no, actually I don't think we did an Easter or yeah, last year. We definitely did a thing, Christmas last year. Alright, so now, where's my save shit? There we go. Original eggs, as I've said before, this is a Bobby Flay recipe that I have adopted as my own because so many people love it that I really couldn't do it any other way. Not only will you use vanilla paste, we'll use vanilla bean. Vanilla bean! We are going big time. This is going to be the vanilla-iest batch. So, here's the story. 3 people went into a mall, each with the assignment to find some vanilla and bring it back, because that's why we went to the outdoor mall. When we got together, we realized that each of us had gone to different places and gotten the most expensive version of every kind of vanilla that exists. Powdered, paste, vanilla beans, and I think that's it. But, so in a matter of moments, 3 people accidentally spent about $120 on vanilla. And we are now the proud recipients of that benefactory. Recipe calls for 6 tablespoons of butter, but we are going for almost double recipe, I'm almost certain. 1 stick is 8, so 1.5 sticks if we're going to do it by recipe standards. Screw it, we're using 2 sticks. It's good shit, trust me. There are other uses for vanilla pecan butter. So we're just getting all these ingredients out, letting them get to room temperature together easily so that we can merge them together easily when we need to in a moment. That's really all I like. And they say I don't need 2 sets of glass bowls. They. The reason I'm doing this is because it's going to have to go in the fridge at some point. After it melts, after it gets to room temperature, and I mix all the shit in it, and it's going to go back in the fridge and get back up to cold. So, I need the space to do all that. And that just was not going to happen in that giant bowl. So, let's go ahead and get some vanilla bean. Yes. These are Brussels sprouts, Don. No. Yeah.
My 2 bus breachers.
Do you look at both freezers? So another year.
That's okay.
I know. Every year we do this, though. It's
We use
hysterical to me. Well, I know that, but it's hysterical to me that we always think we have them, and at the last minute have to run out and get them, and they're always just for me anyway.
Well,
No, actually, I think I've gotten some people addicted to them as well over the years. All right. So whenever you want to go get why don't you look again for the onions now that when you had the Brussels sprouts in your hand and you thought you had won, maybe you gave up and looked at something else.
no, this was down in the deep freezer.
That's where I'm thinking they might be too.
I went through everything. I
All
took
right.
everything out, put it on the floor, and
All
put
right.
it all back.
No, I trust your observational skills. I don't really trust his observational skills. However much I love the guy, he's getting very old. Very sad. Not sad. Fun. More fun than it is sad. All right, so we are now making, because I'm doing the same thing, all I am doing it. Well, thanks for the random berries, Don. Well, like this. Good, maybe it'll help me find my freaking,
Chase, we're looking for.
my paring knife. Don.
There's the cranberry. What do you want?
My paring knife.
It should be.
It was around here somewhere. I don't know. I had been paring things all morning. No, I never put it in there. It's around. It's under a thing.
You find it?
The only other place it would go is in its spot. Nope, that's not a paring knife.
Oh, the small, tiny one.
The tiny little knife.
That's usually.
Yeah, I know. And I usually put it away when I use it, so it would be right there.
Oh, look in the dish. Oh, you know what? What's under here?
I think it never gets dirty.
No, I don't see it. Well, it's got to be around here.
I know it does.
Yeah, I'll pick up one of these in the box.
This is why I always put them away when I use them.
Every time I see those, I wash them off, put them right in there. I never put them anywhere else because I know they don't get washed in the dishwasher.
Just trying to think of the last thing I opened was the sausage casings,
You use that to
and that's why they're right there.
These are what's going in the cranberries.
Why is that?
Give it a different flavor.
Have you ever heard of anybody ever doing that before?
That's the same thing. Even Chase knew about it. He was talking about it.
Not just orange peel or orange rind.
No, it's switch fruit. I saw it on recipes.
Right.
My thing
Well, won't you?
try hot cranberry. You just melt the thing down and then you put the berries in, and you will be surprised what a difference it'll make with your gas over same old cranberry. Yeah, it just adds a lot of flavor.
Seeing as how I don't eat cranberry,
I know you don't.
I wouldn't know. So it'll be an adventure for.
That's why I thought it would be a good thing to try because you don't eat cranberry. It wouldn't matter to you one way or the other.
Yep, but maybe I'll try something new and fancy. You know me, I'm always in for new and fancy.
That's how you know if you really would want to like something or not. At least you need to try.
All right. Uh, do we have a mason jar?
What? A mason? Yes. She said mission charge.
'Cause there's no reason to waste this quality of vanilla. I am making vanilla sugar. Ta-da! Give it about a week and it is about as vanilla sugary as anything you've ever tasted in your life. Hmm? What happened? I'm still on every other screen. I don't know what hell happened here. Yeah. So yeah. So I always leave this on a place where you can see the vanilla stem sticking in there.
Even the front, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, in a couple days, this is going to be the most vanilla-y thing you've ever seen in your life. Perhaps even more than vanilla.
We need to put sugar on our lid.
Yeah, we do. We're good on baker's sugar, but we need regular cane sugar.
Regular stuff.
I use baker's sugar for two reasons: baking and for hummingbird feeders, because it's easier to get the sugar to dissolve at room temperature than regular sugar. And I don't want to have to heat it up and then wait around if I'm going to refilling a bird feeder. But I do love having hummingbirds around. All right, so in addition to that, we will add some of this as well. And then by far the most controversial ingredient I'll be adding, because this is salt-free or unsalted, smoked sea salt. Just enough to really get that vanilla a little bite.
And throw onions on the list.
Oh yeah, onions, definitely,
Yeah.
for sure.
You need to get other onions too, right?
Yeah, like I'm saying, we need onions of all kinds. Where do you want these until you, Don, where do you want these until you use them?
Probably put in the thing.
In a bowl? So they won't leak over everything. Alright. So I'm leaving that like that for, I don't know, a couple hours till the butter's nice and soft. Then I'll mix it all up and then I'll put some plastic over it and sit it in the fridge until we use it tomorrow. Oh, the pecans. Oh shit, forgot about the pecans. Look at me, feeling all done. Now, as I said, these are glazed pecans. I mean, they've got some added sugar to them. I'm going to be adding pomegranate molasses anyway, and pomegranate seeds, so I don't think sweetness is our biggest fear. If anything, we'll try to tone it down with some salt and not use so much pomegranate molasses.
These need refrigeration.
Why do I have machines if I'm not going to use them? Especially machines that are already plugged in. Those are my favorite kind of machines. I almost did work there for a second. Not like a lot of work or anything, just but some work, and that would have been totally against my philosophy. Well, that didn't work at all. So never mind.
Chop it up.
You get some pecan dust if you want some pecan dust, but I don't think that's what everybody came for. Okay, so that's why you don't do it that way. Now we all know. See, like these small pieces, this is sort of what we're going for.
What's wrong with the dust to put the butter? That seems like it would make more sense. Rather than,
Right.
you know what I mean? Because it's fine.
Uncle Bear reminded me of something that is absolutely true. I hate nuts and things. Why would I want to chew on a fucking nut? There we go. Now it's going to be really good. Way better than before. Thank you, Don. Remind me of who I am. I don't work for you. I work for him.
It's kind of good with the honey on it.
Hmm?
It's kind of good with the honey on it. Too many.
Oh, there you are. Don't eat them all in case I need more. Alright, I'm going to put this in the dishwasher. It's got too much crap on it at this point. It's no longer seasoned, it's just dirty. That's way bigger than my turkey. Trying to embarrass me in front of my friends. Is there anything we're forgetting about?
I don't know where my beer went.
Where your beer went? I've been right around here.
I had to put it down somewhere.
Well, yeah, obviously. You must have left the room area for some point.
I only went in the garage, but I didn't have it in my hand.
Did you throw it away?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not dead. No, I'm pretty sure that was it. So you need another one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would you like a different kind of beer, or would you like a?
No, I like that.
So you have a Newcastle.
Go with what works.
Would you grab a couple more of those and maybe a Newcastle and from under there so we can refill them. So we have the cold beers for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because who knows? I may even have a beer. I have.
It's good.
I have before. What's that?
Sometimes it's good to have a beer in the kitchen.
Oh, I do. Well, I mean, chili. It's imperative. Lots of reasons. All right. Let's see what we got. Butternut squash soup done, except for the heavy cream. Tomorrow when we make it. Cranberry sauce just needs to be heated. Alright, this is where you have to start allocating space for shit. Alright, so see, this goes on the stove. Let's switch things up. This is the important kind of stuff. So, as I was saying, there we go. So, butternut squash soup, everything's done here except for the heavy cream. This needs to get done to finish it, and that's going to use the stove tomorrow morning. Cranberry sauce, that'll also use the stove. And it can go in a small pan, so it's going to just use a small portion of the stove. creamed onions. Stove again. But we can do those a hair earlier. They will hold there. Well, the cranberry sauce, obviously, if we're going to do it heated, we're going to do the heated one on the stove and put it out early, and then if it's going to be chilled, we'll put the chilled one out. Butternut squash soup is going to go right before it goes. Once that opens, we have full stove for things like the frozen pearl onions and heavy cream. We'll be heating up rolls in the oven and toaster oven. And toaster oven for the appetizer, for the bruschetta. So we're gonna need that. Apple sausage stuffing. As you see, we're gonna need oven finally when we put it into its mold. We're gonna put the stuffing into this mold here, and whatever left over, we're gonna use a 9x9 to pick up the remainder. We'll throw that in the oven at the very end. This actually can be put in the oven. Well, actually, no, we're deep frying the turkey, so we're doing things a little different. But basically, about 40 minutes before we go, 35 to 40 minutes before we go to eat, you're gonna want these in the oven. And these will both be the stuffing that we're still working on here. So that's done. We're gonna add chicken stock, and we're gonna add eggs. Just for the hell of it. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are easy. Oh, well, we made up some potatoes tonight, and just put them in water to soak them. We are using like a Yukon Gold, so we should be fine on starch, so I wouldn't worry about that. That's not our problem. We just don't want them to brown before we use them, and we want them to cook fairly quickly. Truffle butter, may or may not use it, we'll decide. Sweet potatoes coming in, turkey. Now the turkey is sitting in the refrigerator. It's been brined. It has been seasoned. It is drying out as much as possible to throw into the deep fryer. And that will take about at 350, it'll take about an hour to do. A 15-pound bird, or 15.8. Hopefully we'll get a good result. It's a nice big fryer. It's made for it, so hopefully we won't get overdone and underdone spots at the same time. Brussels sprouts. We have talked about that. We have about 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts. We are working on the vanilla pecan butter. And the pomegranate seeds are in the fridge, and the pomegranate molasses is also in the fridge. We have broccoli. Another thing we'll be dealing with tomorrow. We will be basically steaming the broccoli. So again, on the stove. Brussels sprouts are in the oven. So, stove for the broccoli and cheese. So we'll melt all the cheese, and we will steam the broccoli and put that together there. And that's pretty much it. That is where we're at right now. I will tune back in if things change, or if we decide on, or we have a next step that needs to be shown. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you sometime soon. I'm still here, Beck. Did you just show up? If so, hello. Possibly. Well, my camera should be coming up anytime soon, or it should be. There we go. Hello. So, I don't know if you got to see all the menu and everything, but we are close to getting ready. I don't know if I'm going to be on again later tonight to cut some potatoes or not, but I will let everyone know through as much of a way as I can. But now I need to go nap, because if I don't nap a bunch today, then I will ruin Thanksgiving tomorrow. But thank you for stopping by. Well, we'd love to have you. If you're in town, you're welcome to come back. We always have space for Elijah. Oh wait, different holiday, but still same principle. There's always an open chair. Maybe for Hiawatha or Chief Junaluska or any of the other great Indian chiefs that should be honored on a day of giving thanks. All right, I'm done. I've got to go nap or smoke more pot. Probably little column B, a little column A in this situation. So see you again very soon.